Hello guys. Today I would like to teach you the lessons in reading skill. That's the unit 5F, clever machines. But before we come straight to the whole text, I would like to introduce you with some new words first. Now, let's have a quick look at the vocabulary that you might encounter in this passage. Let's start. Okay, the first word, that's the visually. That's the an adverb. We say visually, visually. Visually means in a way that is connected with seeing or sight. All right, visually, yeah, something that you can use your eyes to sense or to see. So that's the visually. The second word, that's the impaired, impaired. Impaired. This one is an adjective. It means having a particular kind of disability. Disability. All right, means you are unable to do something well. Just like you cannot hear well, you cannot see well, or you can even cannot walk really easily as the others one. Okay, and now when we combine these two words together, we have visually impaired. So visually impaired means you cannot see really well. Yeah, you cannot see really well. That is visually impaired. The next word, a kind of a phrasal verb, that's the come across. Come across means you meet or you find something or someone by chance. For example, he came across a few problems that need resolving. All right. Next, uh, the next word is obstacle. 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 This one is a noun. It is something that makes it difficult to achieve a goal. The next word is vibration. 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 This one is a noun. It is a continuous shaking movement. For example, we could feel the vibrations from the trucks passing outside. The next word is on a regular basis. On a regular basis. On a regular basis. It means often. Often. It happens often. Something that is on a regular basis, it means it happens often. Next, grasp. 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 It means understanding. Yes, easy. Her grasp of the issues were impressive. Let's see the example. Persistence. 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 That's the fact of continuing to try to do something despite difficulties. For example, her persistence paid off when she finally won the award. So that's all the new word I would like to introduce to you. Now, just look at the whole passage on page 66 and page 67 on your coursebook guide. Now, first of all, just listen to the recording, and after the recording has finished, I will ask you a question. Right now, first of all, just listen and read the whole passage. A perfect companion. Let's start.
Lesson 5F. A perfect companion. This conversation is between a visually impaired student, Nick, and his digital tutor named Anne Sulator. Anne Sulator is the brainchild of a 22nd century scientist modelled on and named after the dedicated tutor of Helen Keller. You can have conversations with Anne Sulator via a wristwatch or any piece of jewellery. The idea of the digital tutor was to help disabled children study in mainstream schools. Early in the morning, Anne Sulator wakes up from a full charge of energy, ready for a 20-hour non-stop working day. Nick is quite independent in familiar situations, but if he comes across something unexpected, he can turn to Anne Sulator for help by using his voice to control the watch on this wrist. Similarly, if he is in an unfamiliar place, he can get directions from Anne through a tiny set of earphones. In an emergency, for example, if there is an obstacle or unexpected vehicle, Nick receives a tiny vibration as a warning. Anne sends reports to the child's parents on a regular basis or on demand. Registered in the school system and equipped with an immense database, Anne can easily keep track of Nick's schedule and curriculum. During class, Anne gives off a warning beep when Nick is distracted, quickly converts the new material into Braille, or dictates what the teacher has just written on the board. Anne is there to bridge the gap between Nick and his classmates. In Nick's individual sessions, Anne suggests lessons depending on his preference and ability. She can adapt the lesson to aid Nick's learning process, but she doesn't jump in immediately to offer him a hand. Nick has to work on his own for a while before Anne makes a few suggestions. She may even ask Nick to read some extra materials to get a grasp of the topic. Nick often complains about Anne's persistence and strictness. In his fury, Nick sometimes does wish to turn Anne off for a while, which can only be done by his parents. Anne Sulator is much more than a beautifully designed gadget for a visually impaired child. She can make a perfect companion to any child that needs a tutor or a friend to talk with.
So that's the end of the recording. Now I would like to ask you a question here. Which of these two statements is the main idea of the whole passage? A. Anna Suluter, a typical date at work, or B. Anna Suluter, a multitasking companion. Now, just do it first. Okay, now let's come to the next task. Read this reading strategy, then complete these tasks. Just read the test one more time and answer these 4 questions. And number 2, guys, just circle the correct options and identify the sentence of the paragraph which gives the answer. I means that you have to give out the hint or the clues from the passage that make you choose the right answer. And of course, you have to find out the synonyms of the word in the options and in the clues or the hints from the passage. Okay? Now, number 1. An oscillator, A, is an invention of the 22nd century. B, costs a huge sum of money. C, takes a 20-hour energy charge. Or D, can't be controlled orally. What is your answer? A, B, C, or D? Yep. And the correct answer is A. And the clues from the passage is this sentence. An oscillator is the brainchild of a 22nd century scientist modeled on and named after the dedicated tutor of Helen. And the synonym here is the word invention and brainchild scientist. Brainchild means the synonyms of invention, something new, something that have just been created. Next, we come to number 2. The inventor of an oscillator. A. Take inspirations from Helen Keller's tutor. B. Is a dedicated tutor to visually impaired children. C. Has a fondness for wristwatches and jewelry. And D. Works as a teacher in mainstream schools. What's your answer? Yeah. And the answer is A. And this one is the clue. Modeled on and named after the dedicated tutor of Helen. All right. Ah, as you see, uh, Helen's tutor, Helen's Keller tutor. That's the tutor of Helen, right? Named after and takes inspiration. Yes. Somehow have the nearly Same meaning. Number three, sorry, Nick can A. Regularly send reports to Anna Sulter. B. Listen to Anna Sulter's instructions. C. Switch Anna Sulter off. Or D. Always get Anna Sulter's help with his schoolwork immediately. So what's your answer? The correct one is B. And this one is the clue. Watch on this wrist. Similarly, if he is in an unfamiliar place, he can get directions from Anne through a tiny set of earphones. In an emergency, for example, if there is blah blah blah. Yeah, so the correct one here is B. Get the get directions somehow related to listen to instructions. All right. Next, number four. The writer A believes that Anna Schulter can be of great help to a child. B finds Anna Schulter needs a lot of improvement. C thinks the lessons Anna Schulter suggests are too difficult. And D suggests that Anna Schulter should be registered in the school system for the best use. And the right answer is A. And this one is the clue. Anna Sullivan is much more than a beautifully designed gadget for a visually impaired child. She can make a perfect companion to any child that needs a tutor or a friend to talk with. So that's all about the reading today. Thank you for your listening. See you in the next clip. Bye.